This video is about how to have hope when everything is lost, and here is the framework. To start again when everything is lost, one needs to believe in something other than themselves. They need a reference point and a backup plan, and that something can be external, outside of themselves. Now, this is what you need to understand, because when somebody loses hope in themselves, they lose it because they don't believe in themselves anymore. And the main reason for this is because they give in to the outside people or the outside events, and they go down with them. This is the only reason people lose their flames. You know, that drive. Remember when you had the best time in your life, you had the car and the women's and the business was running well, right? What happened? What happens if you lose that? Or if you lost it, how did you lose it? Where is the drive? Where is the flame? That's what we're interested in. So see how we can bring that back. What can we do to get out of the hole? That's the question, and we're gonna answer it. Part 1. To do when everything is lost. Point number 1. Things can go down into the valley and everything moves like a spiral. There is hope for the better. The possibility is there. Just know it. What do we imply by the spiral? There is a certain course of events, either positive or negative. Everything in nature moves. Nothing stays the same. Everything grows or dies. Depending on the outside events or how the events take place, one can say if they grow or die. If you don't go to the gym, if you smoke, if you have no purpose and you just walk around the streets, that's a person dying. Their potential is dying first, and then their physical body. But the question remains, what can one do to bring us back into the line and to get that positive spiral spinning or going? There is a few things we can do. First of all, we need to be consciously aware of the fact that the possibility exists, the possibility for the better. This is what you need to understand. Everything moves in a spiral. This is the trickiest bit to get to grasp, to see the course of events, how things flow in your life. Have a look at them. Are you heading in a positive direction, a negative direction? And I'll tell you what to do later on how to straighten yourself out. But the point remains, you need to be consciously aware of your direction. Is it either up or down? You're the only one to tell. So please have a conscious look at yourself and really give yourself an honest look. Point number 2. You must believe in something if you don't believe in yourself. That something can be a method, a way of doing things, a plan, a single object of desire, or a clear path to acquiring that thing. This is the beauty, because you don't have to believe in yourself when everything goes downhill. You can do so much with your 2 hands, but everything as you see is in a way out of control, either going forward or backwards. So again, there is little you can control. And so when the burden or when the success is too high, when we go in the 2 extremes and you see yourself having no contribution, you can't stop it from happening. Then what can you do is to stop relying on yourself and give your attention to something else. And here is where it gets a bit tricky, because I'm going to talk a bit in abstract terms. This is basically metaphysics, a method by which people are not really used to live life. And simply put, I'm asking you to see things in a positive light, but this requires work, because the negative side weighs more. The pain of things going downhill weighs more on the scale of forcing yourself to see things in a positive light. And so what can we do in this case is to craft a plan we can implement by using our will, basically, and imagination. It's simple to do, but it's hard to implement, but it's the only way, right? You can pray for the rest of your life for things to straighten up, but unless you take action, unless you do something, unless you plan your moves and all that, you can't really achieve much, right? You gotta bootstrap yourself from this position, which is the right thing to do. You can't let yourself be delusional, you know? You can't get spiritual too much. So this is what I'm saying. You gotta believe in a plan, you know, in a way of doing things, a single object of desire. Some people use God, like God will save them. That's fine, but until God will come, let me do on my part something that will make God work for me, you know, in a way. Because again, action creates ability. God's not going to help you if you don't help yourself, I'm saying with this point. And so when we talk about the method or a way of doing things, simply put, you need to come up with a plan. Come up with a plan, a way of doing things in the best way possible you see fit for the current scenario you now live in, and start to implement it. That's the only way forward. That's how I see fit, right? You gotta use your mind. By no reason I'm saying you should run away from your problems. Instead, I suggest you take responsibility and try to straighten things up the best you can. Even if you up multiple times. If you have your best intent in mind, that's a reflection of your character. But character is good for nothing. All it takes is your action to help you straighten the things you want to straighten up. So if you see yourself having no drive and no flame, it's because you have no clear aim, no clear direction. This is the point. Because if you want to live in the spirit and the power that's going to drive you forward and move things in your favor, you got to wake up and choose a direction, and all your subconscious forces will wake up as well. Now you have a purpose. Now you have something to strive for, and your energy is back. I think this is the problem you're missing when you see yourself lacking motivation or something, the drive, the will, the power. You're not even using your imagination to visualize anymore now. So you're not even going to the gym. You see where the problem is now? It's a multitude of things that converge on the same person, and that person is you. But this fact happened because you allowed this, right? You didn't took the outside perspective to see yourself for what you do, looking at yourself just as a stranger would. Because if you do that, I guarantee you have so much clarity with everything you do. So start coming up with a plan and see what good plan you can come up with, and make yourself burn again by choosing a new direction for your life. Even if things are bad, remember, it's just for the moment. Everything will even itself out. Don't forget that. Point number 2, not letting the outside in. Point number 1, don't let outside stimuli enter your consciousness. If you got your flame or drive, people are attracted to you. Good people and bad people alike. I want you to protect your energy from vampires. There are people who bring nothing good. You gotta stay away from them. Listen to them, acknowledge them, but just ignore them. They spinning themselves in the loop, and if you look at them, you can see it. And I'm not joking, because I've observed so many times people, and it's usually one type of person. It's the lost type of person that doesn't know where to go. It just keep asking questions and all that. But that's for them. That's their situation. What we're interested in is to take notice, take hold of this dynamic, to see and to protect our energy by not taking them seriously. Just acknowledge them, but don't treat them seriously. You have your own shit to do. So work on that, And on the flip side, there will always be events, bad events, negative, positive, neutral events. It's just a matter of where you put your attention. That's what you want to look at. Be very conscious of what you put in your mind, what you give your attention to. And I'm talking about your algorithm and your friends and everything you pay attention to, That's very critical. Now, I'm not saying to be 100% a filter, but, just watch everything, even something that's enforced upon you in a way by, jokingly somebody making a remark, showing you a bad video you don't want to see. Just observe it, but don't take it seriously. Just detach yourself from it. It's just a one-time event, and that's it. Don't give it much attention. You need to protect your energy, your fuel. That's what you gotta do. That's your first priority. People will bring problems onto you if you let it, but don't invest yourself in them. Invest yourself only in positive things. That's your key. That's your goal. That's what you gotta do. You must not let the outside in. Point number 2, you need to be constantly on guard. Your flame is precious, so momentum is your friend. Keep moving you gotta keep moving despite the obstacles, despite the events, despite what happens around you, and despite the people who try to take away your energy. And your energy is finite. Yep. And remember that your flame is precious. And in order to keep that flame burning, you need to keep momentum going. Do that very easily by setting new targets for yourself. That's how you do it. Just make sure they're just above your comfort zone, because otherwise it's going to be overwhelming. You're not gonna know what to do. And by the way, even if you don't know what to do, this uncertainty, this unclarity grows you, right? But there is the trade-off. There is the balance. You got to use your common sense to how far you're going to shoot. That's the beauty in this. But shoot for the unknown either way. Don't let yourself be paralyzed by the wanting to know things before they happen. No, just go do them, find out after, and re-implement the changes. That's how you keep your flame growing. The moment you gave your attention to obstacles, that's when you lost everything. Desire, momentum, motivation, everything goes downhill. So don't invest yourself. We're going to talk about that in a bit. Point number 3, putting it all together. Point number 1, when things go downhill, don't invest emotions. Observe them objectively with subjective confidence. Like I said earlier, don't invest your emotions. Be detached, just watch, stay away. That's your duty, Stay away from yourself, stay away from the world. How do you stay away from yourself? Simply, you acknowledge your thinking. You see it, you observe it for what it does. But you just observe it. You don't engage with it. You don't invest your emotions in it, I'm saying. That is, your mind is going to come up with scenarios, with stuff. It comes up automatically on autopilot. Even now, when I record this video, there is loads of stuff. I got to filter and provide you with the right information. So yeah, you observe it, but you don't engage it. This is self-mastery. So look at yourself and really see yourself for where you are, for the good and the bad. Now let's talk about the outside events on this point. If things go downhill, that is a spiral of inertia, which is not dependent on you 100%. It takes its course by itself. This is what you need to understand is out of your control. That is, one thing is followed by another, a chain of multiple negative events link up and they form this spiral. So when this happens, you need to observe it, just acknowledge it, and just treat everything with a cold attitude. Don't invest your emotions. That's the last thing that kind of negative energy wants from you, because there's like a current of bad energy, of bad vibes you gave attention to. So you want to stay away from that by just observing it and playing it. But while at the back of your mind, you see it as positive. This thing will make you a stronger person. That's the thing you want to do. This is how you want to see things in life, in everything I'm saying. Be it a death of a dear one, God forbid, or something else, And a quick note on this subjective confidence. It's exactly what I said. You believe in the fact that things will turn out positively. Things will turn out in your favor, regardless of how bad the circumstances are today. That's true magic. That's subjective confidence for me. Is the unwavering belief that no matter what happens in your life, you're going to be successful. You're going to be the one that's got to be at the top in the end. And as a quick reference, this is precisely what homeless people don't have. Point number 2, believe in a power higher than yourself, the hidden flow of things. And here is the hidden flow of things, is the energy. You have the energy of success and the energy of failure. And these two energies, depending to which you give your attention, will flow in your favor more or less, but they will all flow. This is going to be 1%, the negative one, and the 99% will be the other one. But there is also a neutral standpoint where nothing moves in your life. And remember, you got to be picky. You got to choose to which you go. And apparently people do it unconsciously. But what I want you to do is to do it consciously. So choose the positive one. Go with that instead. Because if you don't, when you see stuff happening outside of you, and that stuff happens regardless of your control or not, you're going to give your attention to it. And if it's negative and you give your attention, later on, when the inertia of this thing is going to pop through in your life as negative events, you're not going to know the cause. But the cause is you giving emotional attention and emotional investment to those things. And so a quick way out of here is to stop going with the flow of things, with the bad ones I'm saying, and to really look at them and see them for what they are. Recognize it's like a flow of things you can't control, but you can play with it by just fixing any error to the best of your ability. And while you do that, you believe in a power higher than yourself. This is the trick, because you got to work while you believe in this higher power looking after you and taking care of your deeds. Otherwise, you're going to struggle. It's not going to work otherwise, Point number 3, if you stay positive, you can prevent the worst. With micro choices, you can choose to be happy. You can choose to see things in a new way. The perspective will be yours, and perspective brings in knowledge. You're not going to know the results of things unless those things happen. And you can predict to a large extent based on what you vibrated at the past. This is the best I can put it. That is, if you expected positive things and you acted accordingly, things will turn out positive. But unconsciously, if you do them, if you work through this dynamic in a negative way, that is, you expect negative things and you do things in such a manner that you fail, then things will be negative. And again, so I can remind you, this thing is done unconsciously, and you don't get to see the cause for that, because while you use your emotions and involved yourself emotionally while you did the negative things, while on the other side you expected consciously for positive things. And this is the trick. This is the dissonance people don't see, but I want you to see it and be aware of it. Now that you're aware of it, the moment you start to live your life from now on with this knowledge I'm giving you here, you will start to perceive things, and this perception will bring you knowledge, not me, to you, because you will need to understand things in your own way based on what I ask you to look for. And if you look for it, it's going to be there, which is something you can do for yourself, but you don't see it because you don't ask yourself. But I ask myself and I say to you, bro, ask yourself this and it's going to work. You're going to see what to do immediately, because the difference can be black or white depending on your awareness level or your sleep level. And this is the beauty, because people can bring to you knowledge, but you need to be able to perceive it. The moment you perceive that knowledge, you can transform it in your own truth. That is your beliefs and, of course, your behavior, your actions and your deeds, and the results will speak accordingly. Right, a quick note on micro choices and happiness. Bro, you choose to see the world, man. And the moment you choose to look at the world in a certain way, the world will change itself to you so it can appear that way. So mind your choices. That is what you choose to look at. That's it. That's how you get your flame back. That's how you get back on track. This is how you get out of the hole. This being said, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm open to working with people at the moment of recording this video. See you in the next one. Bye.